Barbera, one of the traditional wines of Piedmont, that's probably the most important wine region of Italy. Juicy, acidic, great with food, it is easy to understand why this grape is so popular in Italy and elsewhere in the world. And while we have tried more than a few Barbera wines on this channel, today we look at one of the most classic iterations, a Barbera d'Alba. Hi there, I'm Jacqueline for Vero, where we go around the world seeking small production, authentic wines made with passion by farmer artisans. And which wine fits the bill of small production and a classic Barbera? That would be Aldo Clerico's Barbera d'Alba. Aldo Clerico is a small producer based in Monforte d'Alba, in the heart of the Barolo territory in the Langhe. Of course, in this area of famous Italian red wines, Aldo Clerico specializes in just that, from Barolos to Langhe Nebbiolo and Dogliani Dolcetto, and of course, Barbera d'Alba. If you want to hear more about Aldo and his story, check out the description below for links to our previous blogs and videos about him. Barbera normally gives intense and full-bodied wines, with its signature being a vibrant acidity. So, in order to tame this innate acidity, Aldo leaves his wine to barrel age for a full year. This helps to soften the wine, make it a little bit more approachable, and allows for other sensations and complexities to come through. The trick here for a producer, however, is to not go too overboard and still allow some of that characteristic acidity to shine. After all, it's hard to imagine a Barbera without acidity. Something that can give producers a helping hand is to start with a base of good fruit. After all, as Aldo himself often says, good wine starts in the vineyard. And I think this Barbera qualifies. From a single vineyard in the middle of Barolo land, that's gotta be some special grapes. There is also one more thing about Aldo's Barbera d'Alba that I really find fascinating. You see, despite being labeled as just Barbera d'Alba, it is actually made identically to a Barbera d'Alba superiore, or a superior Barbera d'Alba. Aldo simply prefers not to show this extra word on the label to maintain continuity and keep his wine accessible to all. But this is enough talking. Let's start tasting this Barbera together. All right, we've got a glass of wine. So now the question is, has Aldo Clerico successfully tamed the Barbera's naturally high acidity without losing body and character? Let's find out. He sure has. When tasting it, the mouth starts watering right away, driven by that vibrant acidity. But it's not overwhelming, as it is immediately offset by the soft texture that comes from the wood aging. This gives the wine a very enjoyable mix of acidity but roundness, with neither the rampant acidity or overly chewy body taking precedence, but rather creating a nice balance that you want to keep sipping. And don't forget the bouquet. Because this Barbera has a beautiful one, a rich fruitiness envelops an undertone of vanilla and toasted notes that comes from the barrels. I also smell an equally rich cherry jam and inviting sweet spices as well. But there's another interesting hint there. This is one of Piedmont. That's right, it's a familiar smell that I'm so fond of after living here for so many years in Piedmont. That is like the soft mist in the mornings in the vineyards. There's kind of a damp, earthen smell that comes through that's so typical and pleasant and just feels a bit like home. Overall, this is a wine good for almost every occasion. Because it's so balanced, every sip leaves you wanting another and another. And while totally enjoyable to drink alone, it has enough acidity to make it great to pair with food, from stews to grilled meats and even charcuterie and cheese, and pasta if you want some lighter fare. And that was Aldo Clerico's Barbera d'Alba. As always, you can check out verovino.com and our online shop to find this wine for purchase. Check out the links in the description below as well for more information on Barbera, Aldo Clerico, and some of his other Piemonte red wines. And if you really want to learn more about Barbera in general, check out this video that we have done previously here. and that will tell you all about Barbera. Thank you so much for joining me today, and remember, like and subscribe to our newsletter so that we'll see you with the next video. Cheers!